working here, opening day, rifle season in Maine, Residence Day. 4:45, winds of 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. Rained about 1.5 inches yesterday. With the winds, I'm not going to get a lot of camera talking, so I'll go over some stuff. I put out a video about the Sitka gear if you wanted to see kind of more in depth on that. I went Stratus pants and jacket, Fanatic hoodie, and Merino 330 hoodie with heavy duty long johns. So that's what I'm rocking today in the cold. Also, for the first time in my life, I am going to be hunting on public land today. I've always sat in a tree stand or a shack. I've never walked around or hunted public, so this will be a first for me. So we will see how that goes. I'm hoping to get in there pretty early. So this year I got 2 doe tags in 2 different zones. So I have 1 and 1, and then obviously a buck anywhere. So I get up to 3 deer. I've been on a drought. It's been 4 years since I've got anything. Some of that is me not putting in the time, and some of that is bad luck, but we're hoping this year's the year. So as you guys know, I do a lot of ice fishing, and it's a lot easier to film that because we can talk and stuff like that. So I've actually had some people ask me, where I'm in a drought getting deer, why not put the cameras up and just focus on it? And it's a valid thing to ask me, but when I think about it, I would probably give a lot of money to have video footage of my father and my grandfather out hunting and see some videos to the deer stories that they've told as I've grown up, and my uncles and all them. So I think it's just important to me for that fact to get some deer on camera, and that's why I added hunting to the channel, which was originally just going to be a fishing channel and kind of camping and four-wheeling, because I was thinking, how can I video and hunt at the same time and be successful? It's only been 2 years of filming and hunting, and it's been 4 years since I've gotten a deer, so I can't necessarily blame 100% of it on the filming, and I've been in blinds and stuff like that where it doesn't really matter. But so that's the reason. I'd really like to get this on film for the girls when they're adults to look back on. So that would be pretty cool. Something else pretty important and cool I'll be using this year is this Westernfield 3030. I had a uncle who passed away 2 years ago, and I got this from him after his passing. So I put a red dot on it. A coworker of mine has a 3030 with a red dot. He really likes it, so I'm going to try that this year. It'll be pretty cool to get a deer with this thing. This thing's got some history. It was made by Marlin, and like I said, 1960s, mid-60s, and it was made for an outlet store. It was made a little cheaper than the Marlin, the wood in the stock and stuff like that. They cut some costs to keep this rifle cheap for the store to sell, not cheaply made, but affordable, I guess you could say. It's a pretty nice gun. I've really enjoyed shooting it so far. I got about 1.5 mile walk in this morning, so I'm getting there way before legal hours, and we're gonna get in there and get, sit down and wait for it to be light enough to see good, and we'll walk around. I got my stand set up and a few towns over, and I haven't had a lot of sign on cameras and stuff like that, but typically over in that area, it's second week, third week is when it starts to pick up, and it's pretty heavily hunted in that area. There's a major power line that runs through it, and I know a lot of guys are on that power line. So I figured where it's early, and we got a long day today before the time change, so I'll be able to get over here and scout a little bit today as I'm there, and I'll set some waypoints on X and figure out some places that I want to hunt in the future over here. So it's a scout mission and a hunt mission today. I can get a doe or a buck over here. Get the truck warmed up. Like I said, it's going to be very windy today, so I don't know how much I'll be able to interact with you guys. But hopefully we can get at least a nice doe on the ground today. It'd be pretty nice. We need to get some meat for ice fishing, I know that. Let's get going. Well, it's definitely windy. They didn't lie. I know a lot of people question whether they should hunt on days like this. I never really got that, but Paul's up and about. My dad will be hunting later tonight, so hopefully we can get something here. The wind and cold never really bothered me. I've passed 4 does this morning already just getting here. I always think it's worth going out, especially early in the season. This is the first day. Get out, make sure all your gear works, make sure everything's operating right. You know, get all your stuff out. Even if you don't feel confident about the day, you can still get out here and enjoy yourself. And you can't shoot deer if you're not out there. So that's how I view it. Hopefully the old dirty 30 will eat today. So I'll tell you right now, guys, the one thing I'm already super impressed with is this Sitka clothing. Unlike the Cabela stuff I had, I don't feel so huge. I feel mobile. I can move around. I'm not so bulky. I've got several layers on, plus a backpack, the bino harness, and it's just, I can move and I feel like I can maneuver through the woods, whereas though with that other stuff on, I was just bulky and like a bull in a china shop. But let's get in here before anybody else gets here. I'd like to be a mile in before the next vehicle even shows up, and we'll find a spot to sit in the woods if we have to before legal time. So let's get in there. I found a spot to sit for a little bit till it gets daylight. I've already picked 3 ticks off me. Now I feel like they're crawling all over me. I found a nice little spot that's a little bit open. After I got off the tote road, it was pretty rough walking for about a quarter mile. Thank God for Onyx tracking. I'd be all turned around right now. Alright, so I found a little clearing. I'm gonna do a little bit of calling. And I think I'm gonna stay in this area for a little while. It's been a lot thicker through here, a lot of undergrowth. Not a lot of shooting opportunities through where I walked in. This is a really good open area. I got this tree that uprooted next to me. Be very careful when you're behind these. I checked out the tree good. It's a big tree. I don't feel like there's any risk of this falling back, but that has killed people. I got a nice lane to my left and good visibility in front of me. Other than the tote road, this is the most visibility I've had. But of course I was walking in the dark. We have all day, so we'll spend some time here. A lot of chipmunks. A lot of shots already fired. I don't think those shots were at deer. I'll probably hang out here till about 8 o'clock. Then I'm gonna pack up and start walking. Alright, I'm up and walking around. There's a ton of undergrowth through here. It's hard to be quiet. And it's definitely gonna be hard to get a shot off. Especially if it's more than 20 yards away. I'm finding a lot of sign through here. No scrapes yet. I'd really like to walk this when there's snow on the ground. There's some shooting lanes, but not many.
first opening, I was sitting behind the root ball from the tree that tipped over. I'm in that same opening, but in a different spot. I can see a little bit more sitting down. I'm gonna hang out here for probably an hour or so, then we'll keep moving. That's an old ladder stand. There were stories that thing could share. I'm about 1.5 miles in. I found another good open area with a lot of deer sign. I think I'm gonna sit here for a little while. Well, I don't have service. And a picture just came through on my game camera. That's a spike horn right in front of my deer seat. And I decided to come here today. I haven't got a deer in 4 years. And if I saw that spike horn come out, that might have been a wrap for my buck this year. So it might be a good thing I didn't go there. That sucks though. It's 11 o'clock right now. I might start walking back toward the beginning. I have a relative that has a tree stand not too far from here. I might sit in that for the rest of the day. If the wind hasn't blown that tree down yet. I haven't been over there in a couple years. So we walked all the way back to the tote road, and now I'm sitting in a blind or a tree stand that I sat in a couple years ago. Didn't have any luck. Ran into a few people over there, so decided to come over. This isn't posted, so there could still be people over here, but figured I'd come back here, try it out for the remainder of the evening. The wind's cranking, so I hope these straps are still good on this thing, because I don't have a harness today. We'll see how it goes. Alright guys, that's a wrap for day one. I gotta get home and get some stuff done before it gets dark out. And I got a bunch of chores to do tomorrow, Sunday. So I knew I didn't have all day. It's about 3 o'clock. Wasn't expecting to sit here, so it sucks because 3 o'clock on is kind of prime time, but I got stuff I gotta get done. I work this week, half a day Friday. I'll be out Friday evening, all day next Saturday, and then I got some serious time off coming up, and all of Thanksgiving week I have off as well. So we'll pack it in early tonight. I believe Ariane has chili waiting for me at home. We'll get some stuff done. See you guys Friday. See how fast that week just happened? It is already Friday. I just put in my half a day of work, and now I'm heading to the tree stand. No walking around today. We are going to fill some scrapes and reapply some wax on the licking branch. Change out some batteries in the cameras, then we're going to get up in the tree stand. I am very sick today, so Ariane has been sick for the last week, and I've tried vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin XYZ, trying to avoid it, but it did not work. So I think sitting in a tree stand will be the better option today, because I can't breathe, and walking around probably isn't going to be great. So 23 mile per hour wind gusts. Temperature is at 40 degrees, but it feels probably low 30s. But we got about a 40-minute ride to the hunting area, and we're gonna get going and change some batteries and get up in the seat. I did have a nice buck on camera come into this spot last night. Other than a weird 6 that looked more like a spike and a spike horn, this is the only other deer to come in over here, so that we got on camera. My dad shot a nice 8-pointer the other day over in his spot. So that's awesome. He's got his buck tag filled. We're gonna go try to fill either my buck or doe tonight or tomorrow. So let's get at it. Okay, so we got the batteries changed. Mock scrape is all freshened up. I switched over to the Weatherby 243. It has the Vortex scope on it. It's 11:30. We got till about 5 o'clock. So let's wait for the big one. Alright, so it is Saturday, and I didn't really do an ending to yesterday's video. So about 45 minutes before the end of legal, I just went into a coughing fit and ended up just walking out, and I didn't go out this morning, and I was almost going to take the day off. I don't know what it is, but I get like pneumonia every hunting season, or some sort of sickness, and it's like my worst sickness, like, or only real sickness of the year is right during hunting season. So I wasn't going to go out because I got some PTO coming up, and I was going to just get over this, but it's overcast right now, and it rained last night, no wind, so it's just too good of a day not to go out. So it's 11 o'clock right now. So obviously didn't do the morning hunt. I am going to go to my spot. I bought these battery packs for the Reveal cameras, and yesterday I put the old ones in with the AA batteries, and so I could charge these. They lasted 3 weeks, I think.
obviously not wicked cold weather, but around 3 weeks. So I like those, and I'm gonna go get those put back in and pull the AA batteries. And then I think the plan is I'm gonna sit in my dad's shack tonight, which is a 8x8 ice shack that's been retired, that he's been sitting in, and he got an 8-pointer out of it this year. It wasn't the plan. I've got a lot of work and a lot of money into my spot with cameras and mock scrapes, but my thought process is if I start coughing a little bit, it'll definitely be more muffled in that shack than it would be in a stand. So I think that's going to be the plan, and we'll get out there and we'll see what we can come up with. We've had a decent bodied spike coming in, at least with the camera it looks that way. Not sure if that came in, if I take it tonight or not, but all I know is I'm looking to get some meat for ice fishing. So if it steps out there in a good spot, it might be going in the old frying pan. So see you guys when we get out there. Alright, so we're in the tree stand. It's way too nice to sit in that shack, so we're going to sit in this. I grabbed the wrong jacket out of the tote. I grabbed the Fanatic jacket instead of the Stratus. They don't even feel the same. I don't know how I did that. I was just in a hurry. So that jacket's hanging up. It's way too warm for that. But it'll probably get colder throughout the night, so I'll probably have to put it on. But for now, just do the Fanatic hoodie. Alright. Started coughing again. So now, over at my dad's, a pocket full of cough drops. I don't think any deer were going to come in the way I was coughing over there. I don't like sitting in a blind when it's this nice out. But I'm just coughing too much. It's gonna be a wasted day if I just stayed in the tree stand coughing like that. It's a spike horn.
to the left. I thought it was gonna run off. So I didn't have a ton of time. But it's down. Dropped right there. Alright, let's go get him. Alright, so it's looking like about 110, 115 pound spike horn. Not the massive buck, but after 4 years of getting skunked, sitting in the cold and being sick, sick again this year, wanted something for ice fishing, and basically said anything over 100 pounds I was going to take this year. Having 3 tags, I can still get 2 more doe. So, very happy with this. I don't need to get huge horns to be happy, that's for sure. Not after 4 years. If I would have got a doe first, I would have been a little bit more picky with the buck tag, but very happy. Wasn't going to come out today because I was feeling sick again. But I've put a lot of time and money in the last 4 years into hunting, so it'd be nice to get something in the frying pan for ice fishing. And to do it at my dad's house, out of my dad's shack, is a big deal for me. So he's on his way. I just texted him. He's probably grabbing the wheeler. And he'll get over here and we'll get this thing gutted. Alright, so the deer's pulled back in and we got it all field dressed. I didn't video that. I feel like some YouTube channels have been getting flagged when they show that part, which is weird because it's part of hunting. But I'm going down to tag it right now. Pretty happy. We're estimating about 120 pounds, just based off getting it in the truck and everything. Like I said, to get a deer on my dad's land out of his shack was unbelievably important to me. I'd rather get that spike horn and then have him there to help me field dress it and take care of it than I would to go get, you know, a little bit bigger deer by myself and to just send him a picture and that I got one. So couldn't have gone better. Switch seats randomly. So it's just a weird day of a bunch of decisions that led to getting a deer on the ground. So it's not going to be part of the Big Bucks Club or anything like that by any stretch of the imagination, but it's going to be a good deer for ice fishing meat. And we still got 2 doe tags. 1 doe tag is in the zone that I just shot this in, so I can keep hunting at my dad's, and then the other doe tag is where we were walking around. So I'm gonna get this tagged, and we got some work to do before it gets dark, so I want to get that done. Thanks for coming along on these couple hunting trips. I hope you guys like the videos. Hit that subscribe button. We still got 2 more tags, and we got a lot of PTO that we can use to get 2 more doe. So see you guys on the next one. As always, we appreciate you. Thank you. See ya.